How's it going, everybody? It's Space Cowboy 17 here. Welcome back. In this one, we need to discuss the hiring of Kris Richard, the former defensive coordinator for the Seattle Seahawks, and how it could impact the Cowboys' defense's future. So before we begin, who is Kris Richard and where is he coming from? As I just said, he is coming from the Seattle Seahawks. He has been with Seattle since 2010. His resume looks like this. He was the assistant defensive backs coach in 2010, the cornerbacks coach in 2011, the defensive backs coach between 2012 and 2014, and then finally being promoted to defensive coordinator in 2015 through this year, and then eventually being let go. Now the Cowboys are hiring him to be the defensive backs coach slash defensive passing game coordinator, but what you have to keep in mind is that this hire isn't just for that position. He's looking at most likely becoming the future defensive coordinator for our Cowboys, and you might be saying, well, how so? Please keep in mind, Rod Marinelli was mulling retirement before he's decided to come back, and he definitely will be doing one more season. So hopefully the transition from Marinelli to Richard can be an easy one, and that it has nothing to, nothing crazy goes on, and that we can just get him in, let him just get familiar with the system, help out our defense a bit, and then become the defensive coordinator. So just ease him into the system, hopefully. Now, a lot of people have been saying, is this huge? What's going on with this hire? This is an immense hiring by the Dallas Cowboys. A lot of people don't understand how important this guy is to the development of our young DBs as well as the defense as a whole. With the loss of Matt Eberflus, this most likely will possibly counteract that. I'm not trying to say that what our linebackers coach did can be excused, because definitely we will miss him, but the fact that we're getting this guy for our young secondary, not only could it impact the development of our defensive backs for the better, it could also attract free agents such as Earl Thomas when he becomes available on the market, considering the fact that there are very much alive rumors that he wants to come to Dallas. Not only that, if the defense gets more recognition, more defensive players will want to come to play for us, because they want to work in a system like, hey, I want to work for that coach because his system works for me. Also, I want to play in a system that I can contribute to rather than being rather than being a very poor defense. That's also very huge, considering the fact that the Cowboys defense, for the most part of recent memory, people were saying it was one of the worst in NFL history. Now, statistically, it was increasing ever so often ever since Rod Marinelli was hired. And the stats will pop up on the screen right now just to confirm that. And they were top 8 in the league for total defense this season, which is insane when you think about it. And considering they're still getting better, who knows what this team can unfold with, especially the defense. So it has been confirmed that they've come to an agreement. It's just a matter of, the officiality of it being an official hiring. I know that it says it's official, but more or less it's just once it's been inked for the most part, that contract. So it's going to be interesting, like I've been saying, for this hire. It's an extremely monumental hire because we could possibly be integrating a defensive scheme like Seattle has been running, but I will say this. We just got to be a bit careful because, we don't know how he's going to function here in Dallas. So just please keep in mind that I'm not saying he's going to suck, but we got to keep in mind that who we have, we got Jerry, we got Garrett. We don't know how he's going to function here in Dallas. Hopefully he does very well. And a lot of people are trying to say that the hire's overrated because the Seattle defense isn't as good anymore. Let me just put it to you this way. The reason why Seattle's defense has been crumbling, or not necessarily crumbling, but not really doing so well as opposed to being that Legion of Boom that we saw in 2013 when it emerged, is because they're getting older, they're asking for more money, and they're making the team have to spend assets to keep them there, and also especially aging stars like Richard Sherman, for example. I mean, he just had his Achilles injury, and considering that's a very hard injury to come back from, and considering his age, I believe he's about 30. I could be wrong, but I know he's up there in age. And some of these other players on that defense, it's getting older. It's not going to be as good or agile or fast as it used to be. So please keep in mind that Seattle getting rid of this guy could have possibly been a huge mistake and possibly an amazing hire by the Cowboys. We could be proven wrong, but I'm hoping that this guy could be the answer and the successor to Rod Marinelli and continues in his footsteps to make the defense better. But I'm hoping that we continue to improve on the defense, get young talent, get good quality free agents, so that this defense can be amazing and be a top 5 unit. I have that confidence that eventually we can reach there. We just got to continue getting quality free agents, not these bums like a Nolan Carroll, for example, and wasting a roster spot, but rather get young talent like, look, for example, Chidobe Awuzie, Jordan Lewis, Anthony Brown, Kevon Frazier. I can go on with our defensive backs. And the talent that we have on defense could be very much well used by Kris Richard once he becomes the defensive coordinator when Rod Marinelli is gone. I'm guaranteeing you that that's going to be the case. It's just a matter of time. And I'm not trying to say let's rush through it. I just want to make sure this guy gets into our system, learns it, learns how to help these guys out, and makes it so that our defense is now having shutdown corners. And I know that sounds kind of funny for me to say, considering Dallas hasn't had a shutdown corner in a long time, but I guarantee you that eventually we will reach that peak once we will have a solid defense, a top 5 unit, and I have confidence that we can reach it with this guy at the helm. So guys, what do you guys think about the Kris Richard hiring? I'm more or less talking about it in a sense of an initial reaction, considering the news came out upon this recording about 10-20 minutes ago. Go ahead and drop down what you think of the hiring. Do you think it's a good hire? Do you think it's a bad hire? Who do you think the Cowboys should have gotten differently? How will it impact our future? Let's have a discussion, guys. I want to hear what you have to say. If you made it to the end of this video, you are a true MVP. Make sure to like, make sure to subscribe for more content from me. We are on the road to 1K. We are almost there, people. Let's get there. And I guarantee you that I will be seeing you guys later. Alright guys, that's been my time. Peace out.